Hey, what's going on, everybody? In this video, I want to talk to you guys about why men shut down when there's tension going on in a relationship. The main reason I bring this up is because a lot of men, we don't realize this happens, and why not address it? Me being a person that's finally learned to be more in tune with who I am as a person, I notice I have a pattern of shutting down, and I try to fight through it because I know if I can see it, it can be solved. It's not like it's some type of handicap that I got going on. So if you are able to see your own problems, you can fix it as well. So if you like my content, you rock with your boy, make sure you show me some love, hit that subscribe button. All right, so I got a list of things I wrote down here. Actually, be honest, there's like 9 different things, and the ultimate reason, one of the biggest reasons that I found out why we shut down when it comes to, talking to women and shit or other people is because of fear. Fear is a big one. Fear causes us to act in various different ways, and I'll say probably like 6 of the 9 things on here got something to do with some fear. So let's get into it. The first reason I have on the list for why men shut down when it comes to interacting with women, because we fear that you guys will weaponize our words. So what I mean by this is that a woman would tell you that, yeah, you can confess to me, you can tell me your deepest, darkest secrets. I'm like your best friend and all this, and you think that you could tell her this shit, but y'all get in an argument and y'all start having like back and forth and shit like that. She bring up, well, that's why this happened. That's why your daddy did this to you when you was a kid. That's why your father used to beat your mother and all this and that. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear none of it. But at the same time, I entrusted you with my deepest, darkest thoughts, and now you are using this to harm me. So this is one of the reasons why men struggle to open up and tell women about their past and what bothers them, because we fear what might be the outcome when you get angry. So we really want to avoid that. If a woman really wants us to be able to open up, we need to know that you are really down for us and you will never do that. But a lot of women, you don't know what they've been through. You don't know how they are when they're upset, So the only thing you can really do is just pray and hope that this woman ain't a damn lunatic and she ain't gonna use what she knows about you to destroy you at her own convenience. So going to the second thing I have on my list, one of the reasons why men have a hard time opening up and they begin to shut down when tension arises with women is because we have improper training. And this one is a lot of people. Like when I was growing up, I didn't have a father figure really around, so I had to wing this shit. So when it came to me dealing with women, I just thought my looks would probably get me by. But over the years, I realized like this shit ain't working, man. I gotta do something else. Something must be wrong with them. But then I realized there's something that was wrong with me, and I began working on myself. So once you start seeing that you can get training and fix yourself, when you having proper training when it comes to dealing with your emotions, it can get better for you. It can get better when you are struggling and everything. One of the things I did when I was struggling to understand how to talk with women, I picked up a book. Well, not really. It was like a ebook or audio book of this dude named Corey Wayne and everything. But my journey was a lot of different things. A combination of a lot of online shit, because a lot of people I met in real life, they was fucked up individuals and they ain't helping me out. I'm 30-something years old and still didn't know what the fuck to do with myself. So many years went by, and I kind of took a collection of all the shit that I learned to become the man who I am today. And it took time. Notice I said many years. It didn't happen overnight. So if you are struggling with your girl and learning to talk to women, it's people out here that can actually help you out. A lot of my content that I put out here is not just no negative shit. It's more so rational shit that I've been through that I feel it could be beneficial to help others, whether that be women or men. It definitely helps to have somebody that can mentor you and coach you in some form of way, even if you can't directly speak to them. Getting training definitely helps out. So when you have improper training, this is where all this spazzing out and cussing and arguing back and forth with a female comes from, because we wasn't shown how the shit should have been done when we was younger. We didn't have like our fathers loving our mom and hugging all this other stuff in front of us. Or some of y'all that did have it, y'all should probably be kind of ashamed because y'all had opportunity to see what it's like to have a loving family. Y'all still fucked it up. Y'all squandered that shit when y'all had a opportunity to do the right thing, and y'all chose to do other shit. Maybe something wrong with y'all. Maybe y'all just don't give a fuck. But a lot of us, we don't have both our parents in our household, so we miss out on the opportunity to understand what true love looks like. So if y'all got that, stay blessed. The next thing I have on my list for why men struggle to open up to women when, you know, the tension rises, they kind of shut down, is because we care too much. Sometimes we just don't want to hurt y'all feelings, man. We ain't trying to sit there and deal with the bullshit. So we just ain't got shit to say, and we're like, you know what? All right, cool. You all right? You got it, you know. And women just keep on egging that shit on. I'm like, just leave me the fuck alone, man. I care about you too much to get into this shit right now, but you don't really see that because you like to fucking argue, and I don't want to argue, but this is what you really want. You want to argue with me, and I don't want none of that shit, you know. So that is one of the reasons why men, they shut down, because they don't want to have those problems. They just care a lot about your ass, but you don't see that. Another possible, like I said, none of these things are 100% the reason for every fucking man. One of these things could be the reason, but some of these things may not be the reason. Maybe none of them is the reason, but most of the time, one of these things I got listed is the reason why a rational man will, you know, shut down when tension rises with women. The next thing I have on the list is that for when we shut down when problems come along, is that what I got? It says possibly afraid of. Oh, sorry, I already said that one. We are afraid of losing you. Me, I'm at the point where I don't care about losing a woman. I'm dated many women and loved many women and had my heart stumped on by many women. So at this point, I have a strong belief that women come and go, and I got an open door policy. Your ass want to leave, then get the fuck out. I'm not holding you here. Most men, they don't have the opportunity to date various women. They don't have the opportunity to learn to live and, you know, carry on without women. They find a woman and they cling on to that woman for dear life and put up with some dumb shit. They put up with bullshit. I can't do it. You know, men will do this. The reason that they don't want to argue with your ass because they don't want to lose your ass, because various reasons. Maybe they can't find nobody good as you, or you the best thing that ever came in their life, and you made them feel like a whole person. So yeah, the man doesn't want to, you know, escalate the tension that's already going on in y'all lifestyle, and whatever, you know, life altercation y'all going through, probably just gonna shut down and just stay quiet because that's all he knows. That's all he saw growing up. The next thing I have on my list for why men will shut down when argument comes along or some tension rises between a man and a woman, or a man and a man, I would say this one. Women would love to hear this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Maybe he just looking for a reason to cheat on your ass. I know the men heard it before. The woman argue with you about some petty ass shit, and now she looking for a reason to leave the house so she can go, you know, disappear for a few hours to fuck some of the dude. The men do it too. We all do the same shit. Me personally, I've been through it. I didn't see it and didn't understand it. Maybe it could have happened to me when I was a lot younger, but when I used to be married and everything, I do remember one time the woman was like complaining and bitching about taking out the trash. I'm thinking to myself, like, man, what the fuck? You can't take the shit out? And, you know, just look for a reason to leave the house. I say, you making up excuses. Who gives a fuck about the goddamn trash, man? If you see it's full, why can't you take it out? Why do I gotta be the only one to take this shit out? I'm tired of touching the dirty ass trash. Come on, man, help me out around the fucking house, you know? So that could have been a potential reason right there for the girl to cheat. I don't know if she was cheating or considered cheating, but it could have happened in that moment. People be looking for petty ass reasons to leave the house, to be gone for hours, or to start an argument so they can go over they cheat and love her house and do some dog shit, and they just ain't right. You know, maybe the motherfucker you dating, he looking for a reason to cheat. Maybe she looking for a reason to cheat. You never know. So let's go to the next thing I have on my list for the reason for why men shut down when tension arises. I have the woman is probably bringing up some more shit. This one right here, man, any man, y'all, if y'all been in a relationship with a woman long enough, y'all done been through it and y'all seen something quite sometimes, and you be like, you know what, man, fuck this. I'm not gonna keep arguing with her ass. You could have been said this shit, you know. Y'all probably had a incident go on, and then she just say, you know what, I don't want to talk about it, and then eventually a day or so go by, she bring up some old ass shit to my son. You remember when this happened? This is why I was upset. I'm like, well, what the fuck? Why you didn't say that shit the first time? Why are you saying it now? We could have solved this shit days ago. Well, I ain't want to talk about it. Like, oh, so now you start arguments. You picking reasons to be mad, picking days to be mad. Like, get the fuck out my face with that shit. You know, so that's how men feel and why they shut down with tension and rise, because y'all bringing up some old shit, and sometimes it's just unimportant. Don't bring that shit up. The next thing, you know, I got 2 more left. You know, I'm working through my list pretty quick because I got a baseball game to get to today. The next thing I have on my list for why men shut down when tension arises is that we tried to talk to you, but you didn't want to talk when we remembered it. And this kind of ties back to what I said before. Like, you bringing up old shit. Like, if something is bothering you, let's talk about this right now. Let's talk about this and see if we can work through this and everything. But if you're not trying to work through it, then fuck it. What are we sitting around for? Why are we waiting here to soaking and being mad that you want to try some silent treatment shit? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't want to do none of that. Like, look, talk to me so we can move the fuck on and probably move past this. But when you hold things in like this, sometimes y'all lay down at night, y'all go to sleep mad at each other, and then y'all have like grudges and things of that sort, and that type of stuff will bother you. You don't really want to have to suffer when you dating somebody and this person doesn't want to talk about the issue when it could have been talked about. So with that, the last thing on my list that I'm going to mention that could have possibly be the reason why men shut down when tension arises. Most men, y'all, can anybody guess what I'm gonna say? The reason we shut down is because we don't give a fuck. There it is. Okay, we don't give a fuck about the tension. We just tired of arguing. We tired about what they be talking about. Maybe it's some dumb shit. So we just don't want to talk about that shit. You can keep to yourself. You can go yap to your homegirls or whatever you want to do. But ultimately, we are tired of talking about it. We don't give a fuck anymore. So to wrap this video up so I can go ahead and get out of here and do what I had to do today, I would say that I have a few things on here, maybe 3 things to leave y'all with. I would say if you are dealing with a man that's shutting down because the tension and everything is going on, try to be reasonable and logical about what possibly is causing this, because a lot of times women can only think about their own emotions, especially when it's an altercation that might come up. One thing as a man that you could do when you do learn to find a woman that you care about is learn to have some self-love. Love yourself first, man, because before you learn to express yourself to others, you need to learn how to express yourself to yourself. Maybe you might want to go talk in the mirror. Maybe you don't need to talk in the fucking mirror. The next thing I have that you could do to help yourself is have some respect for yourself. There's a lot of dudes out here they just doing stupid shit, man. Just loving, what's the phrase? Loving on women that don't love them. And modern times, we call that being a simp. Our fucking fathers, our mothers dealt with it. The mothers loved it, but the dads are dumb. And modern times, a lot of dudes, I don't know. There's still some dumbass out here. I ain't one of them, but you gotta be mindful of that. And then the final thing I have on the list that can make everything a little bit better when it comes to, like, you know, being a man and dealing with your emotions, dealing with other women, is this: have a calmer mindset. Because some of us already calm. Have a calmer mindset and a slower response rate. Because oftentimes than not, men and women both say shit they might regret. So I'm at the point in my life where, you know, I don't say exactly what I want right away. I kind of just bite my tongue and slow it down, but you know, this tongue is still gonna spew some shit out. You might not like it, so I just try to find a nicer way to say the negative shit. But you're gonna hear the shit one way or another, so you don't feel like I am like holding you back from the truth. So with that being said, hopefully this has been, you know, useful to some of us. Leave a like, comment, or subscribe. This your boy Labz, and I'm out.